Oonagh, could you tell us a little bit about your work in Trinity, in particular around European funding and Horizon 2020?
Yes, I work in what we call here in Trinity the Research Development Office. I've been in the office 10 years and I'm part of a team that really tries to assist people in Trinity to access Horizon 2020. First of all, we give them information because it's a little bit complicated. Sometimes there's so much on offer, so we try and direct them into the right place for what they want to do. And then we assist them in helping them write the applications so that they win the money, because there's an art to it. We want Trinity to be successful, and we've recruited a number of people into our office who have experience in writing proposals.
Wow!
So it's quite it's interesting. It's exciting when you get funding, but very busy.
Because there is a lot of money available. I think is it true that Europe has offered like this 80 billion up for grabs? It's a fantastic funding stream.
It's tremendous, and Ireland is trying very hard. Trinity is very successful at accessing the Horizon 2020. We're currently, as of July, we're the leading institution in Ireland in terms of the funding we've achieved. There's quite a number of other universities are doing very well as well. So we're trying hard.
And obviously successful.
Yes,
we've done very well.
So I think we are in a very competitive environment.
Absolutely.
But we are succeeding.
And then in terms of other research institutions in Europe, how is Trinity faring in securing money for Horizon 20 there?
It's quite difficult to compare ourselves. What we like to do is compare ourselves more as a country and say, normalise it for Ireland in relation to the number of researchers that we have. So we believe we're doing very well. We've done especially well with the European Research Council successes in Ireland. So it's difficult to compare yourself with other institutions because every institution is a bit different, and the country's sizes are quite different. But we have a very good national support network here in Ireland who help us with our ambitions, and we've got quite reasonable targets that we want to achieve, and we'll see how it pans out over the 7 years.
Wow, fabulous! And I don't know. I think I might have read somewhere that have Ireland hoped to secure, is it 1.25 billion? Which
yes,
fabulous.
We'll see.
Do our best. And what do you think are the benefits for like a research institution like Trinity that in being involved in a European funding scheme such as Horizon 2020? I mean, it's amazing because it seems like Horizon 20, well, they fund a massive spectrum of research, not just science, which is important to note.
There's so much. First of all, I mentioned the ERC, the European Research Council, and we have got successes right across the different themes. Funnily enough, tonight there is another ERC event going on with ERC successes just in bioengineering. But we do have successful funding right across the spectrum, from arts and humanities through to the sciences as well. So that's interesting because individual academics can get money to fund their own ideas, and they're very prestigious, and we're delighted when people get that. But then the other opportunities, of course, are to work collaboratively, and this is vital in this day and age, to work with good people. And there are collaborative projects in a whole variety of thematic areas. And the benefit of that is actually you work with the best institutions in Europe, and there's almost like a who's who in Europe of successful awardees. And what we've discovered now is that this is also a very good experience for the more junior members of staff, because they can get experience at not only doing their science but networking across Europe. It's very good for their careers. They can see maybe other labs they'd like to go and work in. So the networking really is a hugely successful thing. It gives us an international perspective, and I think the citations that come out of these collaborative projects and the ERC, they help to raise our profile internationally. We do have also interactions with the fellowship program. I specifically deal, one of my many arms in Horizon 2020 is I look after the Mary Skłodowska fellowships. And this is fascinating, where you get fellows coming to work in Trinity, usually at the postdoc level, or you have people going out. So
they've finished their PhD and they're going on to...
So you also have people going out to outside of Europe and coming back to Trinity. So this means we attract in a lot of international postdocs. And this means that our whole culture is raised in terms of our international science. They bring expertise with them. We give them some expertise and some training, but it is very much a two-way flow, and it's marvellous. I think these fellowships have been going a number of years, and they're very, very competitive, but they are a marvellous scheme for mobility in Europe. And in fact, our provost was successful early on in his career.
No way! Wow!
Moving to, I think it was the Netherlands. Early on in his career, and he benefited from one as well.
Fabulous. I mean, yeah, the Mary Skłodowska Curie Actions, the fellowship sounds amazing, because it sounds like it's an opportunity for these students to, as you said, travel, but also to maybe work in lots of different divisions. They don't have to stay in research. They can go and work in industry. Is that correct?
That's something that
they support?
A part of the Horizon 2020 is very much geared towards ensuring that Europe has not only a good science base, but actually has jobs for people, and that the industrial sectors are kept competitive. And we have a number of schemes where people go and, in the collaborative projects, there are often industry partners, but also in the Mary Skłodowska Curie Actions, they can go and on a secondment to an industrial partner. And this means that the careers are much more open. You don't always have to stick in your academic career. You can see that maybe there is a life outside of the universities, and not only the industry sector, but maybe in what we call the sort of non-academic sector, can be working with NGOs or museums or other institutions as well.
Fabulous. So it sounds like the European Commission are really supporting this very competitive, educated and well-experienced workforce of young people, which is fabulous.
Some of the European Research Council awardees are obviously quite senior, and so they fund from young people right through to really sort of established but very, very clever people as well.